It has been a disappointing start to the season, but somebody who was really impressive off the bench against Chelsea was Mikel Merino. So in today's video, we're going to be looking at his performance and analysing what was so impressive about it. So here we have it, the first image of Mikel Merino. The first action he had was box crashing so close to the Saka ball. Here he is, on the go, ready. He sees this zone as his own, he wants to attack this space. And how many times have we needed this from the left central midfield position? When Rice has been there, he has struggled to do this. And Merino finally shows that intensity to get into the box. And, it may seem simple, but timing that Saka cross from this sort of area is not an easy thing to do at all. But, he has the experience of box crashing from Real Sociedad, from Spain, so he knows the exact time to get there. And ultimately, he was so close to getting to the ball. But this just filled me with so much joy because it shows we can get more numbers in the box. Merino can contribute with much more goals and assists. I definitely feel like with his box crashing, this was a great thing to see because I can see him scoring at least 5-10 goals through this way of getting into the box. And you may think it is fluke, but again, here is another moment of Merino getting in there. Here's Martin Odegaard this time putting the ball in the box. Look at where Merino is. How many times this season can we say we're pretty much 3 versus 3 in the box? You've got one in Gisto here, you've got Caicedo, and you've got Fofana. Then for us, you've got Trossard, you've got Merino, and you've got Havertz already, and we've isolated Gusto at the back stick, isolated Caicedo in the middle, and we're able to benefit from this. People may say, okay, Merino, you don't crash the box that many times, but already that's 2 examples in the same game where Merino is in that zone and ready to capitalize and score. This is really good stuff. I think it would be really dumb not to talk about the synergy between Odegaard and Merino when he came on the pitch. It was absolutely incredible. You can already see here, Merino attracted to where Odegaard was. And there was many times during the game where they'll be close together, they'll be rotating, they'll be moving about. And this is what you want to be seeing from your midfielders. Provide variety. You don't have to just stick in a certain zone. And we're able to create triangles here. Here's Saka in the Odegaard role, Ben White in the Saka role, Merino in that Odegaard role, and then Odegaard is playing a 6 essentially, being the deepest apart from Partey of those midfielders. This is what you want to be seeing. You want to see triangles all over the pitch. Timber as well, we can include him in this triangle. Havertz. It's beautiful to see. When you create triangles in the pitch, you can create connections, you can create fluidity, rotation. This is what you want to be seeing from a club like Arsenal. We haven't done this enough this season, where we can create these triangles, confuse the opposition, isolate players. Enzo Fernandez is in a stick or twist situation. He's got to deal with going to the ball to press Merino, or he's got to go out to Ben White, who is in space. And ultimately, this action, obviously I can't show the clips due to copyright. Merino receives this ball and he plays it into the feet of Ben White, who can then drive down the line. These small little rotations, these switches of positions, it's going to confuse many opponents. You even see players outside of the game here, Cole Palmer and Nicholas Jackson, they're completely void from this sort of play due to Arsenal's composure and rotations. They didn't expect Odegaard to come and receive this deep. They didn't expect Merino to want to receive it on the turn like this. And this wasn't the only time. Merino multiple times in the game would be willing to receive that ball on the half turn and then play out to his left, to his right, or even backwards in times as well. That's what you want to be seeing from your central midfielder, the confidence to play. Again, we have another example where you can create a triangle on the pitch. Here it's Trossard, Merino, and Timber. The left side has been a massive issue for us, but when Merino came on, you could see the connections between the players. Trossard would be in that Merino position at times. Timber would be in that Merino positions at times. Merino would then be where Timber is. It was this constant fluid rotation. Chelsea did quite struggle when Merino came on because he had the composure. And what I will say about Merino is he's the sort of player that thrives when the opposition makes the choice for him. So if you're going to press Merino, he then has, the initiative. He knows, okay, I can take my time, I can use my frame and turn. But when he's the one that's asked to make the decision first, he struggles a bit. And that is the sort of player he is. And, Chelsea were really helping him thrive through the way they were pressing him. Because he is quite press resistant. Because he likes to make the special pass to try things. And you'll see in the later photos that I've got where he tries that hero ball and it's really effective. But here, it's just that left side looking close together. We're not leaving Trossard isolated as we did with Martinelli. He's got options. Once he receives that ball, Trossard, he can play it to Timber in there. He can play it into Merino there. There's multiple options for him to play, and that is what Arteta wants to be seeing. And it's not even just that. You can also create a triangle here, Havertz, Partey, and Merino. it is really, really good. So if Merino decides to turn out to the right, he has a ball to feet. He has the ball into Partey. And I will say Partey and Merino look pretty good together in that midfield. This is no shade at Declan Rice, who's fantastic. But I liked what I saw from them. The rotations, the fluidity, the passing. It was really, really good stuff. To beat teams like Chelsea, you need to have runners in behind. And Timber was really effective. This is not his normal position, but he would always try and be splitting that Reece James Fofana, or when it was Gusto and Fofana, he really did try and split them. And Merino, when he came on, he had the idea to find this pool. And how many times this season have we been like, we've seen Timber's runs, no one's finding him. We've seen Trossard's runs, no one is finding him. Merino came on with the intent to play forward and be aggressive. And this is what you want to be seeing. You know, you can, again, make that beautiful triangle between Trossard, Timber and Merino. The left side was starting to click a bit. I know loads of Arsenal fans were not happy with Trossard, with missing his actions, missing his shots, but he created fluidity with Merino and Timber. We looked really, really good on that side of the pitch. They were forcing the issue. They were finding each other. We were able to start playing. We were able to find those balls between the lines, between the centre half and fullback. And once you do that, you can stretch the pitch and create opportunities. And this all comes from Mikel Merino, just instilling this confidence with the way he would drive away from, you know, the Chelsea players, the way that he would want to receive in the tight spaces. He was really bold and confident when he came on. And that's all you can ask for from a substitute. Impact the game, be brave, try things, see those balls, try and create triangles with the players around you. And Merino certainly did that. And I can tell you guys, we have a great future ahead with Merino. I think he's absolutely incredible. He's got the potential. Stick with him. You know, I can see that we're going to have a brilliant midfield trio. An Odegaard, Rice, Merino trio is going to be so effective. The rotations, the synergy between him and Odegaard, you know, Merino and Odegaard, is going to be there for all of us to see. And we just need to be patient, trust the boys. The process, it is coming, goodness. Trust me, it is coming. I've come on to football now just to show you the statistics of Merino when he came on in a bit more depth. Obviously played 19 minutes. You can see that pass accuracy, 84%, 16 out of 19 completed. Those duels, man. I mean, every time Merino has stepped on the pitch, this isn't even just the first time, but multiple times, he's always completing those duels. 4 out of 5 of his ground duels, 1 out of 1 of his aerials. They were not lying when they said we were signing a dual monster. He just looks so strong in them. He looks so competitive. He doesn't shy away from them. And that's all you can ask for from a midfielder. Obviously, one big chance missed. Okay, maybe he should have scored that opportunity he got. But the fact he was getting into the box, getting into those zones, being brave is all we want to see as Arsenal fans. We've been crying out from that from left central midfielder, but at the same time, he's happy to receive deep and turn. That's not what you get from Havertz in that 8 role. Somebody who's going to receive deep, turn, try get out of trouble, weight of pass. Merino had these extra things into that area, and I can see us being really, really good there. Successful dribbles, 2 out of 2. Accurate long balls, 1 out of 1. Passes into the final third, 4. You know, progressive, playing between the lines, being brave, not scared to lose the ball. He was just showing that urgency. We needed urgency when he came on, and he certainly provided that. And of course there, 1 block, 1 interception, 2 recoveries. One thing Merino gives you is he's going to work hard for sure. He is the sort of player to get into those areas where, okay, I'm going to try and get back. Okay, I'm going to try and press here. He is a really, really, you know, hard-heading player whereby he takes every action seriously. He's not going to shy away from it. He's going to go full intensity, and you need that in Arsenal's midfield alongside Odegaard and Rice behind. It just beefs us up in there. And let's just have a look at his player profile stats this season compared to other midfielders. You know, aerial duels won 100%. I mean, look at that. Defensive actions 95%. It is really, really good to see. You know, he's the sort of midfielder that you can trust in there. The experience, you know, I didn't look at his, you know, Liverpool performance in depth, his Preston game in depth, but I can assure you again, if we look at his dual stats, let's just go over to the game. Mikel Merino, look at that. Bit worse in terms of duels won, but he's always involved in the duels. He always wants to be there. He doesn't care if he's going to get injured. His whole game is about being in those duels and trying to win them and turn over possession. And against Chelsea, we saw the best version of that, and that can only mean positive signs.